Hey guys, I'm Neval and you're watching What's Your Story by Team Albatross. Everyone has a story and yes, we are here to share them with you. Our first guest is Vaishak, a 24-year-old mountaineer, trek guy who helped the blind people to climb Kilimanjaro mountain. So let's begin. And before that, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
So after bachelor's, I had plans of doing masters in journalism and get into being a full-time journalist. But in the final year, I got a backlog in during my bachelor's, and because of which I had 1 year gap to finish that exam. And instead of sitting at home, I just happened to Google careers in trekking. That's when I realized there's something known as mountaineering. There are mountaineering institutes. So that's how I applied for basic mountaineering course in Atal Bihari Vajpayee Institute of Mountaineering. And after doing my course, that's how my professional career began as a mountain guide. The most fascinating thing for me for being a mountain guide is being able to guide persons with disabilities, and that fascinates me a lot. Like, it gives me a purpose for being a mountaineer. Or else if there was no purpose, I would just be another mountain guide. But this being able to guide a person with disabilities, that kind of gives me a purpose to the expeditions I go. I guess that is the most fascinating thing for me about mountaineering. So my grandfather was a range forest officer. He used to work for the forest department of Karnataka. So because of which my mom has literally lived in different forests of Karnataka. And so they were very supportive when I told that okay, there is something known as mountaineering. I want to do the course and maybe let's see my career options there. And so they were very supportive regarding the risk. They said that okay, just be careful out there and make sure you know what you're doing and take the right decisions. So that was their reaction when I told that okay, this is something that I want to pursue. One mountaineering experience that I would never forget, I guess that would be the Kilimanjaro expedition, because I kind of feel that it was the turning point for a lot of things. So the struggles were the organization which I was working for them to raise funds or execute this the expedition, where there were a lot of questions like let's say, why not climb any small mountain in the Himalayas rather than going to Kilimanjaro and proving something. So those were the little struggles of that expedition, and being able to climb the highest freestanding mountain in the world with a person with disability, with a blind person, was and that too when I was 21. So it was a great sense of achievement, and I kind of felt that okay, I can do this. I can climb big mountains with persons with disabilities, and I guess that would be like one of the my so far my best or favorite expedition. I hope that there will be more such expeditions in the future. Motivation to become a guide for the visually impaired. One of the things is when I was interning as a rock climbing instructor in Bangalore, I used to think that okay, I have to be super fit to be a rock climber or a mountaineer. But then I saw blind kids, maybe blind teens who walked into the gym and they were climbing these artificial walls the way I was doing, without any training, and for the first time they were doing it. That's when I realized that okay, with a little bit of help, even they are able to do the same things that I am able to do. And I was lucky enough to work for an organization which was into full-time adventure for persons with disabilities and able-bodied together. And I guess that was one of the big motivation for me, where it's easy to guide a visually impaired or person with disability, and there was not much I had to do. So that kind of motivated me, like okay, instead of going alone to any mountain, why don't go with a person with disability, because it's the same, and plus added benefit is you get a friend to talk to, so they will be always around you or you will be always around them. So I feel that was the motivation for me to be a mountain guide for persons with disabilities, and also the sense of like purpose. Imagine there's a mountain, you go climb. It's just a personal achievement, but the moment you do with any person with disabilities, it kind of gives purpose to your life, and it inspires other mountains to also guide persons with disabilities, and it also inspires persons with disabilities to see, okay, there's another person who has a disability, has also climbed mountains, maybe I should also try this option. I guess this was the kind of motivating me to be a mountain guide for persons with disability. So whenever you climb a mountain with person with disability, usually there is a prior training and coordination that you need to work with your partner. For example, at least 3 months prior training is required for any mountain that you are maybe let's say 6,000 meter mountain that you are planning, or 5,000 meter mountain that you are planning to climb. And one thing what we used to follow was we used to pair the partners in the same height. So my climbing partner was always we were of the similar height, and he used to hold my elbow. Now what happens is, elbow is pivotal. The moment you are going downhill, the elbow goes down, and your blind partner realizes that okay, it's a downhill. And if it's a uphill, the moment you go climb up, the partner realizes that okay, it's an uphill. And the moment there is something in between, I just move my elbow out, the partner realizes that okay, he needs to step one step on the right. And if it's a narrow path and I want him to close in, I get my elbows closed, so he is right behind me. So this is the kind of non-verbal communication that we used to follow in the mountains. And regarding the safety measures, we used to explain whatever was around us, the routes we are taking, or if it's technical, or let's say it's a straight path and no need to worry, there is no cliff on the or any of the sides. And where there was technical, whenever there was a technical route, we used to be on safety harness and we were roped up. So that was the safety measure I guess we used to follow during any of the treks, especially when you're doing with person with disability. Mountaineering has changed my life in a lot of ways, and it gave me a lot of opportunities, and people started respecting for the work that I was doing. So that was one of the best things that happened when I chose mountaineering. And second thing was, let's say when you're trekking 2 to 3 times every week, you are I did not have to hit the gym. Rather than doing the basic workouts at home, I used to trek 3 times in a week, and that used to help me stay fit and follow the proper diet. And in terms of motivation, it was my work. It was just one thing that I was kind of good at, and I was enjoying doing it. And that was one of the motivation for me, and the kind of I keep saying the purpose, right? So for me, it's always to live a life with purpose. The moment anything that you do has some kind of purpose, or it changes somebody's life, or it a kind of positive has a positive impact on anybody's life. So that was the biggest motivation I can say. So the Trekkai Adventures is an adventure company which I started in early 2017. It's a small company where we used to just take people on treks, and now we do have me and my friends have started a lot of couple of other companies like Kayak Point Manipal, where we take people on kayaking expeditions in the Manipal region of Udupi, Karnataka. And there are a couple of projects that are coming up. But what I can say is, since last 2 years, because of the 2020 and 2021 the projects kind of got delayed because of COVID and lockdown. So hopefully once things starts getting better, there are mostly 3 to 4 projects which are really amazing and which will help people to experience a lot of adventures. When I say lot of adventures, and in terms of let's say all the water sports, or trekking, mountaineering, or travel, off-roading, so all these kinds of adventure. And also they will get to stay in amazing places in Mangalore and Udupi, and that is something that we are working on post lockdown or COVID, once the things starts getting better, I feel at least everyone should try mountaineering at least once in their life. So just because it helps you to be a team player, and you are completely out of your comfort zone, and for the first time, let's say there won't be not for everyone, so there won't be network where you're going, so it's a best way to detox from your day-to-day life and just take a break. And it's always better if you do it professionally, or if you have the caliber to do it professionally. So for the people who want to pursue the career, I would suggest the best way to begin with is to freelance for the trekking companies that is there in your city, and then once you get a hold of it, then go and do your mountaineering courses, the basic mountaineering course, advanced mountaineering course, and if required, search and rescue or MOI, whichever fits in your requirement. And so I guess that would be like let's say it will help you to be close to the nature, and you start exploring your life in a different way. And you never know, it also makes you think. When you are in the mountains, it helps you to look into your life and reflect on your regular life, and helps you to take better decisions about your life.